Hey guys, this is Athena. I am finally getting around to recording my response to weeks 36 and 37 of the YouTube Pagan Challenge. So let's get to it. Week 36, the question is, do you believe in chakras, auras, etheric fields? Chakras is definitely something I am interested in and have been for quite a while. I will tell you right now, in my opinion, the best resource for learning more about chakras is a book called Wheels of Life. Here it is. There's the author. It's a thick book. It's similar to an encyclopedia in a good way. An encyclopedia of every last little bit you would want to know. It's got a few illustrations. I won't go through and do a book review right now. I will recommend this book wholeheartedly to keep in your resources if you are interested in chakras. I would not recommend the audio version of this book. It's not good. The narrator, it's not good. Chakras is such a huge topic that there's a side of me that wants to start going through it and teaching, but that's not what this is about. Another helpful resource that I have used several times is a CD that I purchased from Samantha Fay, and she has technically a guided meditation. It takes 15-20 minutes, and its purpose is meeting your spirit guide, but in doing so, you first go through all of your chakras, because we are vibrating as human beings on a lower level than our spirit guides are. It's one of the reasons it's so hard to communicate with them, is they're vibrating way up here and we're lower. And so Samantha takes you through the meditation, through your chakras, starting at the root and elevating all the way up. And once you are up here with spinning your chakras, this is all like a mental process, then you're high enough that you can perhaps make contact with your spirit guide. That going through that process has gotten me more in touch with the idea of chakras and understanding that we have some control over them. The goal is to keep them balanced. There are more than 7, but there's the big 7, and each of them plays a role in our development as spirits and human beings. When a chakra is out of balance, if it is too big or too small is one way you can look at it, you have problems. One of my favorite examples that I've learned is, think of ailments that are recurring in your life. When I was a child, I was very healthy, and I'm thankful about that. The only ailment I ever had consistently was strep throat. And there was one point where my lymph nodes, the ones in your neck, became infected. I don't know how that happens. And after a number of antibiotics that didn't work, I was hospitalized for a week. I was 5 at the time. How does that have anything to do with chakras? The belief for some, and I buy into this belief, is that my throat chakra was lacking. After being an incredibly hyper ADHD before it was cool child, I got in the most trouble for talking too much and for talking at inappropriate times. And sometimes I would maybe say things that were inappropriate. And they say that if you have throat problems, that your throat chakra is either too big or too small, or it's, according to what I've learned, perhaps my strep throat started appearing around the time I realized I need to shut up more, or that my talking is not making other people happy, and I need to quiet myself. I need to change to fit in. Some say your throat chakra, if you have problems with it, maybe you're afraid or unable to speak your truth. Maybe you have secrets that you can't let come to light. Perhaps you live in a closet and your truth yearning to be out and be free and be voiced can manifest in an underactive, a smaller or a larger throat chakra, which has physical ramifications. That's one thing. Similarly, it can manifest not just as a sore throat, but the back, because your chakra is not in the front. Your chakras are not in the front. They go through you. I will tell you, the pain I suffer the most, even now, is neck pain, stiffness, tightness. I am almost always sore. Some of it, I'm in my 40s, and I think it might be mild arthritis. Okay. But it's also been a lifetime of keeping things to myself. I'm pretty open, and yet I spent 40 years of my life not saying what I felt because I wanted to be loved, or I wanted friends, or I was afraid that I would be left. People, I didn't trust it. These thoughts weren't so solid. They were probably largely unconscious, but even those unconscious thoughts and feelings tend to show in your body. So it's funny that I still have these issues with my neck, given the fact that I am a lot more open than I used to be. I'm pretty open at this point. But then again, there it is. Headaches. Yes, there's medical reasons, and you should always check with a medical professional first before you diagnose yourself and before you decide, oh, my brow chakra is having problems. You might have other problems. Go get them checked out. But headaches, that can have to do with not seeing something that you don't want to see. It can have to do with all the different aspects that the third eye or the brow chakra have dominion over. Heartburn, heart disease. How much of us have heart chakras that are too big or too small, that aren't functioning correctly? I mean, really. If I had to pick one to diagnose the world these days, especially the social media world, I would say there's a lot of effed up heart chakras out there. Every person who feels compelled to give a thumb down. I mean, think about it. To me, there's something going on there. That can be a heart chakra issue. That could be your solar plexus. That's like your joy issue. And everyone who puts the hateful comments, you can't tell me that they have joy. Joyful people don't hurt other people. Joyful people don't let themselves into someone's house and then insult what's in the house. And to me, that's what these channels are. If you seek out a pagan channel and then insult them, you got an effed up chakra, boo. Your heart, probably all of it. You just screwed up. Go get some help. Okay? Anyway, there are some oracle cards, some chakra oracle cards that I'm interested in getting. At the same time, I don't know how helpful they would be, because I don't know that I need to pull a card to see what's going on with my chakras when I can just sit down and close my eyes and be present. Very quickly, you'll feel where the pains are in your body, or where your emotions are hurting or feeling worried. I think just a introspection is all you really need. However, I have tried, and it's kind of cool, a type of tarot reading for chakras, using just my favorite tarot that I have, which is the Chrysalis Tarot, given to me by Ember Honeyraven. I tried a reading where you pull different cards for your chakras to see what's going on, what you need to look at. The layout of this reading, if you are interested, looks like this. I just did this last night. I will not spend forever going through every one of these cards and what it means to me, but here we go. This was the root chakra, and that's not bad. I feel like that's a very healthy foundation. Your root chakra is your sense of safety and belonging and having a home and having enough food, having a job, your basic needs. And that one, yay. The sacral one, this was kind of funny and very apropos. My sacral one, that's your sexual one, okay? It's got more to do than just that, but what? Papa Legba. I do like that it's a strength card, but I'll let you come to your own conclusions about that one. The solar plexus, your joy, your confidence, your optimism and abilities. This one I liked. 2 of stones. I remember getting a strength vibe from that. I like it. I can handle some pretty scary stuff coming my way that threatens my joy, but I feel like right now my joy is pretty stable. We'll see. Another interesting one, heart chakra. My first intuitive response is, and it's accurate, still protecting my heart a bit. I have a wonderful sweetie that I've been with for 7 months. 7 months now. I trust him completely. He's a wonderful person. I feel like he was designed just for me in terms of what I needed and wanted and still do in my world. Yet, my heart still feels a little locked up. So, might have some trust issues right there, just personally. Throat chakra. I will be honest, I don't know what to think about this one yet. I will also tell you, this one is my card for the year. Remember in the beginning when we did a little numerology stuff with our birthday and we picked out what's our big card for the year. It's the Hanged Man, although in this tarot it's an owl, which is glorious. It's an interesting for throat chakra. And then the brow, third eye. I like this one. To me, that's also your intuition and your being open to seeing things, seeing more than what meets the eye sometimes. This is a great one. Ah, look at that. How perfect for the brow. Look at the colors, the joy. That's awesome. Lastly is the crown chakra, your kind of connection to spirits. This was interesting. That's another one I'm still thinking about. Other than I feel like, since this looks like Stonehenge and it's ancient truths, in my opinion, I feel like I'm tuning in to some ancient knowledge and maybe past lives and maybe the Akashic records. And anyway, that was a pretty amazing chakra reading. I'd be curious if you've ever tried to do something like that. And if so, what were your results? If not, give it a whirl. See what you think. I'm going to sum up week 37 really fast. What does light and enlightenment mean to you? There's always light and dark with everything. And I don't always feel like the dark is bad and the light is good, even though the light usually, in my experience, feels better. But light means truth. Light for me is the greater good, the crown chakra, the higher power. It's what you came here to do. And when we start this journey, I think we all hope to reach it, but then a lot of us get distracted along the way. And sometimes we get distracted for so long that we forget and we dwell in darkness. we can go back to your trolls. They've forgotten their light. And I don't know, hopefully they'll find it again, because when you find it, and when you release and let go of anger and sadness and betrayal and self-hatred and all those things that make life so hard sometimes, it's like a breath of relief. You know, it's peace. It's surrender. And there is nothing for me that has felt as good as surrendering and just finally going with the flow of life. That's what light is for me. At the end of every Psychic Teachers podcast, they say, be the light. It's up to us. It's up to you and me to be the light for others. To not give back, like return hate with hate. To return nasty comment with another nasty comment, as tempting as that is. Be the light. Be, to me, that's just another way of saying be the change. You know, the Gandhi quote, be the change you want to see in the world. I try to live my life like that every day. I'm not always successful, but I have found that it has a certain momentum to it. And the more I do it, the better I feel, and the better I feel, the more I do it. Just like any downward spiral that happens. When you can finally get on an upward spiral and choose the light over what's easy, because it's so much easier to be a jackass. It is so much easier to just fight back, because we are animals at heart, but we are enlightened beings that forget. I feel this way. You can have your own opinions. That's why we have the YouTube Pagan Challenge, and why it's open to all who want to participate. What's your opinion? What do you believe? It doesn't say, give us the facts. Tell what is absolutely positively true for every person. So, this is my opinion. Take it, leave it, that's okay. I'm cool either way. Enlightenment, I guess, is just the same. I think enlightenment is just living in the light as much as possible, and taking the high road and realizing it doesn't matter if other people think you're right or wrong. It doesn't matter what other people think. And like actually meaning it, actually feeling it, and not just saying it, because it's so easy to say. I think everyone says it, and it maybe not. I know I've said it for years, and it was a friggin' lie. But I don't care what they say. I do my own thing. And inside, I totally care. So one of the meanings of enlightenment and how it plays out in my world is when someone lashes out, you don't even have to resist the urge anymore. There is no urge to lash back. There is no need to argue. Whether everyone agrees or not a soul agrees has no bearing. You are at peace and you're happy, and you can allow others to be who they are. I think it's huge. That's one of my goals. That's been something I'm working on. Meditation helps. Meditation, I have a feeling, is the answer. Meditation, being present, turning off the voices, unsubscribing from anyone and anything that doesn't bring you joy. Stop watching the news. Stop listening to the politics, please. I think living truthfully, living kindly, not just tolerating. I don't like that term. It's better than some of the alternatives, but accepting, embracing, having no physical reaction or mental reaction to people who have a different opinion than you. Okay. Dude, that was some serious elevated shit. If you stuck with me, thanks for watching. If you haven't yet, check out my other channel, Wicked Recovery. I will put the link below. Tomorrow I will record episode 4. It's a channel mainly about alcoholism, but I think any addiction. Anyone who has an addiction could probably benefit. And remember, addiction can be shopping and Facebook, Instagram. Come on, peeps. Okay. Anyway, love you. Have a great week. Talk to you soon. Peace.